Howdy everyone. I actually want to talk about the Last Jedi trailer a bit. Everyone's seen it at this point, and you know, I'm just as pumped for it as everyone else, but there were a couple of things that I think were really interesting about this, and there has been a lot explained behind the scenes about what's happening here, so yeah, I figured we'd talk about it. So, first off, it looks like Luke isn't actually going to train. It's quite ambiguous on whether Luke is actually going to train Rey or not, which I thought was interesting because he says there in the trailer, I've seen this strength before once, and I didn't fear it then and I fear it now. From what I understand, he's actually referring to Kylo Ren, because at some point we were told, or it's been explained apparently, that Luke actually trained Kylo Ren. And Luke tried to restart the Jedi Order. After the Return of the Jedi, but what happened was basically he failed quite miserably, and Kylo Ren was the one he put all his hope into, and we know what happens there. And that's, I think, part of why he is a hermit and locked away, is because he completely botched up the galaxy almost. He was a player. He didn't botch it up, but he was a player in botching up the galaxy. And I'm sorry I'm talking so much about Luke, but Luke's my absolute favorite character. You know, I've got green lightsaber, so it's just like, I love Luke, he's awesome, you know. And I think what's interesting about Luke here is I think he will still train Rey. I really do feel his character would follow his heart, and he would say, no, I'm going to try again, I'm going to see if I can do the right thing by the universe. And, you know, maybe he can see the good in Rey or something. And honestly, under his careful tutelage, you know, you really think somewhere along the way he could stop her from giving into her anger or whatever does happen that's quite ambiguous that turns a person into a Sith. And yeah, but later on, Rey is basically saying to Luke, well, not Luke, but Kylo Ren, literally a minute after in the trailer, we just saw her asking Luke for help. I need someone to help me. Okay, I'll help you, says Kylo Ren. And what? He murdered Han. This guy clearly has a few issues. You've lost your family. You've not wanted nothing but a family your whole life. Why would you want to take tips from this guy? He's a bit of a jerk. Anyway, it's just like, it does seem a bit unusual, that part. That's probably the biggest part of the trailer that bothers me. The other part is the TIE Fighters. I've got to ask this, does anyone here not like TIE Fighters? I mean, they don't get much of the stage in this trailer, but I just have always tuned out when the TIE Fighters come in. Like, I'm sure Wiggs is a nice guy, or Biggs, or Wedge, or all those TIE Fighters are great, you know, lovely people, but I just don't have any interest in TIE Fighters. Just going, it's like being interested in like little cars. It's like cars to me. I just have no interest. Like, there's no human drama to it. I certainly don't feel the human drama, the depth, or the interest of something like the monk-like magical people of the Jedi and the Sith and the combat between good and evil. That's what captures me. And I just don't get what some people, I guess, are just really into the mechanics. It's like, you know, mechas, I guess, in anime. I've never liked anime mechas. I just find them such a bore. But, you know, some people are into that. But, yeah, but let me know if you don't like the TIE Fighter scenes, because I just tune out when I see them. And another interesting thing, you know that thing, I'm just going to look at some notes here as I talk, just because I made a couple of notes. Oh, that wasn't it. Which was, there's the thing in the trailer that, Chewbacca is with actually has a name. It's like a small penguin-like thing. Where on earth did I... Oh yeah, the Porg. So it's actually not Chewbacca's new partner, you know, apparently replaced a hand with a penguin or something. No, apparently these are like nuisances on the ship that just appear continually on the... that come from this one planet. And yeah, Chewbacca's actually trying to get rid of them, so... It's almost like we're looking at a cockroach in the trailer there. He's just like a very cute cockroach, but yeah, and Chewbacca's just trying to get them all off the ship. Apparently in this one, Han's death is playing a big part. Chewbacca's obviously feeling it. Rey is obviously feeling it. Finn, I think, helps out as well. Finn, by the way, according to what we've heard, has actually, you know, working out of cryostasis, working out of healing, and is doing fine and dandy again, and is actually really being idolized by a few of the members of the Resistance. It's an interesting story coming up there. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot to be said on this one, and I just thought there was a lot pieced apart there. You know, it looks like there's an awesome fight coming up with Finn and the one of the Galactic Federation leaders. Any other points I wanted to make? Yeah, I really do hope Luke trains Rey, because I think that's, yeah, obviously what a lot of us have been waiting for. But, let's see, apart from that, yeah, Kylo Ren is apparently still dealing with, you know, is still in the odd headspace of just offing his dad, understandably. So that will be a big part. He'll probably be a bit shaken up in this movie from what I've heard, because, yeah, he just did that, and apparently he's going to train Rey as well. I don't know what's happening there. Maybe they're just teasing us. Maybe that doesn't happen. I don't know. But, yeah, overall I just wanted to talk a little bit about the things happening. Also, Carrie Fisher, it's such a tragedy that we lost her, I gotta say, and everyone knows that. I know everyone said that, but she fortunately blessed us by filming this before she passed away, and, you know, because of that, we will get her in her fully undigital version of her on real life for this movie. And, you know, if technology improves, I would be interested in seeing if we still see Princess Leia in the future movies, because they have... Technology is getting better and better with facial reconstruction and stuff, and CG and stuff, and there have been a few cases, like in Need for Speed and Rogue One, where we have remade a person even after they have passed away, and I think that's both a beautiful and scary concept, that we can remake people after they've passed away. So maybe in future movies, because they so perfectly recreated Leia in Rogue One, you could swear, holy crap, that's Leia, even though it's digital. I think, yeah, Need for Speed and Rogue One are the ones they've done it in so far, and it's expensive and time-consuming, but I think it'll get more and more streamlined, our process of recreating faces. It's beautiful because we're finally passing out of the uncanny valley, and I think that's so cool, that finally we're like, okay, I can't tell the difference. And you can still kind of tell the difference in Rogue One, but vaguely. It's getting harder. So yeah, and because Leia lives on in people's hearts, I think, and I know that sounds cheesy and corny, but while Carrie Fisher has passed away, I think Princess Leia is very much alive in people's imaginations still, and I think Disney is the perfect company to recreate that. I just think you could not have chosen a better company if they do choose to digitally remaster people to recreate that. And I think it's an exciting thing to look at in the future. Tragic, beautiful, exciting, all those things. Wonderful thing. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to chat with you guys a bit about this, and let me know your thoughts on everything so far. Oh yes, before I go, the best comment I heard in the trailers was definitely, "Now, carry me like I carried Yoda." Rey says, "Wait, what?" Obviously, you know, Luke's going, "Yes, carry me like I carried Yoda." I'm sorry, that's really silly. I just thought it was awesome. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. I'll talk to you later.